Alright, so now let us look at how the taxes can be configured in SXC Business Suite for our various transaction purposes. So we have two things here. One is tax codes, which are individual components of taxes, and the other is tax combinations, which are combinations of various tax codes with different percentages. Now, tax codes are the basic components which are used to calculate the taxes. Now, these taxes can be calculated on the total item value, which means your price after discount multiplied by the quantity gives you your total value on which the tax can be calculated. Now, in some cases, there might be tax calculation happening on the total item value as well as a previously calculated tax. So if that is the case, then that can also be done here in this system. Now, one thing to note is that the tax codes cannot be directly applied to the transactions. We have to make tax combinations, and these tax combinations can then be applied to the transactions. Even if your tax combination might have a single tax code, but we still need the tax combination, because you can have same tax code being used in different combinations with different percentages. So now let us look in the system how this can be done. Alright, so if we get back to the system, we see that we have two options here, tax codes and tax combinations. So if we go to the tax codes, we see that the screen is now ready to add new tax codes, which means it has opened in the add mode. So what we'll do is we'll start making some tax codes. So for this case, we need 3 tax codes primarily. So we need a CGST, which means a central GST. So we'll just call them CGST, and this will be calculated on the line total, and we'll press add. And similarly, we'll add another called SGST, and yet another for integrated GST. Now, since these taxes are not to be calculated on the top of one another, that is why we have not chosen any of the drop downs for calculation of these taxes. Now, once we've made these tax codes, we can move on to make tax combinations. So here, for example, I am billing within the state, so I'll need local GST for a given percentage. Let's say we make it for 18%. So we have local GST 18%, and we'll say that we need CGST 9% for this, and we need state GST 9% for this, and this is all we need. So we'll add this combination, and we'll see that the message is there. And then similarly, we'll make another, let's say local GST 5%, so the components remain same, but the percentages this time are different. So we've done this, Now let's create another for integrated. So let's call this IGST, let's say 18%. So we'll not need second tax, we'll just need one, and we'll put in the percentage here and we'll say add. So this effectively gives us the various tax combinations that we need. So if we are to go to the list, we go to the find mode, and we'll see that various tax combinations that we've made will now be available on our transactions to be applied. So if we apply a local GST, basically it will apply all the components within this combination on that particular line in the transaction.